What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is March the 7th. I want to give you a pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off with data. So initial jobless claims just came out in line with the forecast. And prior to that though, the market was rallying largely because of Powell and his speech yesterday. So he did acknowledge that a reduction, meaning interest rates, do need to go down, whether it's going to be in May or second half of 2024. I think he was more alluding to 2024, but regardless, market does not care because futures are very much green right now. So that should really help a lot of the stocks I'm going to talk on, most of them at least. Fear and greed index is at 74. Given the market, I do anticipate it to kind of creep up a little bit back into the extreme greed component or section, but still, without further ado, let's get right to the stocks. SOFI is up slightly, 1.62%, and no actual news. I think it's just piggybacking off of the broader market's optimism, as well as people still trying to digest this news. So when it comes down to this news, I did do a dedicated video, and there's a couple of things that I did learn from this. And that was the fact that the 2026 notes, which they used this to pay off, I guess, to prevent dilution from that, like that 2026 note had that anti-dilutive clause, and I wasn't aware of that clause. So whenever I talked on manipulation, that's the reason. So if you guys know who the recipient of those 2026 notes are, throw them in the comments below. Maybe I'll do a little bit of additional research prior to my dedicated SOFI video later today. But ultimately, that explains so much. There's been a lot of companies I've kind of looked at, analyzed, that have those similar kind of qualities. And so of course, whoever is the recipient of those notes, same goes for the 2029, they kind of have a financial interest in destroying the underlying asset. Only because the lower the stock price goes, the more shares that they get. So again, that kind of does explain a hell of a lot when it comes down to SOFI and the manipulation. And speaking on manipulation, talking on shorts, right now shorts are increasing. 2.83 million are now 3.35 million. So shorts are really trying to bring SOFI down. 17.85% of the free float is being shorted. 162 million shares overall are being shorted. And cost per hour average is 1.42%. If you are looking at trading it right now with it at 753 pre-market, it is above this S2, so you'll want to watch this S2, so the 747 to hold. Yesterday I actually did sell some puts on SOFI, 750 strike price for this upcoming Friday, because I do feel like there is going to be a kind of a rebound value rally of sorts, causing SOFI to go higher. Based on the recent news, I don't think there's justification for it to be above roughly about maybe 850, but there should be a nice rally to at least $8. My own opinion, of course. So let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on to good old Palantir. So that big news that came out. So today, I guess, is essentially their oversubscribed AIPCon. So we'll be able to find out exactly who those 20 plus customers are, or at least deals, agreements, or whatever you want to call them. There was a lot of abnormal activity based on the options yesterday, insinuating that Palantir was going to get to around $28. So big money is wanting Palantir to propel higher. Right now, shorts are increasing, or now returning 21,000 shares. All of that, especially pre-market, just kind of goes crazy fast. But 5.19% of the free float is being shorted. 102.53 million shares overall are being shorted. And if you are looking at trading it with it at 27.30, it is between this R1 and the R2, so 28.08 and 25.84 are points to watch for. Moving on, Victoria's Secret is getting massacred because of their earnings. Failure to really give good future guidance. Shorts are increasing 16,000 shares, 14.93% of the free float is being shorted, and 9.43 million shares overall are being shorted. One thing I just wanted to show you is right here. So you can kind of see the newest analyst rating did come out, a couple. So yesterday there was Wells Fargo, Bank of Montreal, and JP Morgan. So JP Morgan, Matthew does have a 53% success rating and did give a downgraded $15 price target. So that, alongside their earnings, is what is really causing it to go down today. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, probably trying to incorporate this, only because I really do like this. This is the new Interactive Brokers desktop, so it has a lot of good information here and everything in one. So probably you'll be seeing a little bit more of this going forward. But moving back over to here, so shorts are doing what they're doing. If you're looking at trading it, so with it right now at 17.96, it is below this S3, and so we'll kind of have to just move out a little bit further just to give a good viewpoint. So 16.29, it'll be a next strong support that you'll want to watch for, and then I don't anticipate it getting anywhere close to this. So just watch for this S1 to essentially hold. If it does break below that, that might be a good buying opportunity essentially, because most likely the market will eventually drag it back into this S1 to the pivot. So that's something to kind of consider. This one is going up 185.28%, and that is because it looks like they are starting, or at least launching, their cutting edge 𝗖𝗓 cloud infrastructure service. So their ticker is LYT. This is what they are all about. So you can read through it, do what you need to do. It is based out of India, so take that with a grain of salt. Also, on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as press releases, SEC filings, fireside chats, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you as well. So if you are ever interested in finding out if a company has done a reverse stock split, such as this company, then you can easily kind of sift through that, because they recently did one February the 23rd, a 1-for-60. So in reality, is this 185% justified? My opinion, not so much based on the news. Of course, you can kind of read through it a little bit more, but right now, shorts aren't really doing all that much. I'll just quickly refresh. So roughly about 11.32% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 115.99 thousand shares overall being shorted. And like I said, shorts aren't really doing all that much so far pre-market. And right now with it at $6.99, so it is up now 202%, but with it at $6.99, just watch for this 588 to hold, and then vice versa, $7.21. Just watch for that to be the next resistance point. So this one might be an exciting swing play, whether it be a good opportunity to get in for the long term. Maybe not so much, but then again, what do I know? I'm not a financial advisor. Looking at Tesla, it is down slightly, and interestingly enough, you could tell big money did want Tesla to go down. So based on these options, so at the time when I did post this, it was at I think 182 or 183, and abnormal volume did insinuate that it was going to go to 172.50 by the end of this Friday, so March the 8th. And interestingly enough, Tesla has been the outlier, so it's been breaking away from what the other EVs have been doing and just constantly going down. So this shows the power of what big money, like whatever big money wants, will happen eventually. So kind of interesting to note for that. Shorts are increasing about 14,000 shares so far. It's not heavily shorted by any means. So 3.21% of the free float is being shorted. 88.55 million shares overall are being shorted, and cost per hour average is 0.7%. If you're looking at trading it though, with a 173.88, it is between this S1 and the pivot. So this is why a lot of people like to do options with Tesla, because it is extremely volatile, and so you can take advantage of a lot of the support and resistance points. And last one I want to talk on is this. So this stock was absolutely crazy, and I have proof of this because I was wanting to buy this yesterday. I'm going to blame my friend for the rest of my life. Not really in reality, but when it was at, for instance, 190 or $1.90 yesterday, I was like, hey, you know what, this is actually a good swing trade. Like, this is crazy. And guess what, it was halted and it just skyrockets. So this one is going to be a lot of volatility, and if it does dip below $2 again, then I'll be a buyer despite the risks. This is a very risky play. Of course, it could kind of fold, bigger picture, but still, this one is going to be a very interesting one. Big money, you can tell based on the volume, is playing this pretty significantly. So I think that does add a level of security. 9.14% of the free float is being shorted, and that is extremely high for a bank. So just be aware of that. But right now, shorts are returning about 60,000 shares, 60.88 million shares overall are being shorted. And if you are looking at trading this, obviously a lot of the fib levels won't really do much justice because it does have a very strong support of this S3. So this is why I do say that if it does break below that $2 mark again, then essentially that might be a screaming buying opportunity, but we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know your thoughts on all the stocks I did talk on. What other stocks are you kind of watching, and potentially why? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and then don't forget to take advantage of this promo. It is free shares, so you might as well. So simply just sign up for an account with MULN, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so take advantage of this. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.